Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tammy, and in today's video I'm going to do just a little review on the Black Tie Barn fragrance oils that I just recently purchased and now made into two separate candles. Now before we get started, if you could just do me one favor and hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified when the next new video comes out. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. So in my last video, I made two candles with two separate fragrance oils from Black Tie Barn out of my five that I purchased. The first one was the Island Retreat, and the second one is the Pier. If you can see that. Okay. So, both candles were made well over 2 weeks ago. So they're well cured. Everything is put together. I used a CDN 10 for both. Yeah, CDN 10 for both candles and 8% fragrance oil for both, just to start. When it comes to using new vessels, you want to definitely test the wick with your fragrance oil that you're going to use and the wax, of course, that you're using. So I started off with the CDN 10 because I remember from my previous 10 ounce tumbler, the CDN 10 worked well in that one. Now, they're both cured. I burned them at least twice for each over the past week or so just to see how it performs in the beginning. And well, we're gonna get into that. So let's get into it. All right, so starting off with the Island Retreat. My thoughts on it coming out of the bottle was it smelled very nice. It reminded me of a tropical vacation. It reminded me of coconuts and pineapples and just all the sweet, fruity scents that you get when you smell something that's, that coincides with um, being on a tropical vacation. So, first thoughts of smelling it as far as out of the bottle was it was amazing. When I smelled it after making the candle, um, the cold throw, which if you don't know what the cold throw is simply the scent that comes from the candle before it is properly lit. So after smelling it, because I love this one. This is my favorite one so far. But after smelling it, it reminds me not only of that tropical theme, but it also reminds me of a nice perfume. Yeah, a nice perfume that you would put on before you head out. But the cold throw is very strong. I am getting hints of coconut in it. A little bit of vanilla I'm smelling in it as well, but my nose is not properly trained yet to pick up notes from fragrance oils, so I'm just going to check the website and give you the actual notes instead. Okay, so I pulled up the website on my phone, and the notes are for the top notes, you have sandalwood and cream. Sandalwood and cream. Middle notes, you have coconut and heliotrope. I hope I'm saying that correctly. For the base notes, you have sandalwood, vanilla, sweet, cedarwood, tonka, patchouli, and moss is in this fragrance oil here. And they all combine together very well. They all remind me of what I'm trying to go for, which is a theme of being in a relaxed place, a resort. So I really do love the scent from this one. Oh my gosh, I had to smell it again. But as far as the cold throw goes, as soon as I open the lid on the candle, the 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 scent hit my nose right away, and I just love it. So next up is the pear. And I have to say, when I first smelled the pear out of the bottle, I was not a fan at all. It wasn't that it smelled bad, it was just that it just hit my nose, I guess, the wrong way at the wrong time. If that could happen. But the pear actually did grow on me once I made it into a candle and started to burn it. When I smell it, it reminds me of a woodsy musk type fragrance. A little bit of pine. It reminds me of pine. I know it's called the pear, but it reminds me of pine, being in the woods, being very woodsy to me. But like I said, my nose is not a trained nose yet. So I'm going to go to the website and I'm going to actually give you the proper notes to this fragrance oil. All right, so I got it pulled up here, and here are the notes for the pear. So for the top notes, they have salt air, um, one word that I cannot pronounce. I will put it on the screen though for you all to see. Lemon, melon are the top notes. Middle notes are lily, rose, cyclamen. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And the base notes are musk and cedarwood. Um, I felt that I did get a hint of cedarwood when I first smelled it. But the cold throw for the pear is very strong. As soon as you take the lid off, as soon as I took the lid off, I was hit with it right away. And it is actually overpowering the island retreat as they both sit here. But the cold throw is very strong. I really like it. I like that it smells and it gives you a sense of being outdoors. Actually, both of them do. So the cold throw for the island retreat gets an A+ from me, and the pier also gets an A+ from me. Now, moving on to the hot throw of both candles. Now, here's where we get to the nitty gritty, as they say. Um, we'll start with the island retreat first. It was the first candle that I did my burn test, my first burn test with. Um, and I have to say that I was this go around a little bit disappointed in the outcome of the hot throw. Now, if you don't know what the hot throw is basically what your candle smells like while it is burning. Um, so after doing the first burn, it took about 30 minutes for the candle to actually burn, for me to get a hint of what the candles smelled like. So, of course, I test my candles 4 hours at a time, which is also how long you should be burning your candles, 4 hours at a time. Um, and by the third hour of the test burn with the island retreat, I still had like a subtle hint of the hot throw come through. Now, that doesn't mean that this oil is bad for a hot throw at all. It just means that it just needs further testing. Maybe the scent is one of those scents that comes through after your third or fourth or fifth burn. Maybe I need to change, which I definitely know I have to change the ingredients of the candle to see how the hot throw performs, maybe with a different wick, or maybe a different container, because from what I've heard, sometimes a different vessel can give you a different outcome with fragrance oils, but do not quote me on that. But as far as the hot throw goes with the island retreat, I was a little bit disappointed. However, I will be continuing the test burn all the way down to the bottom to see if this is a candle that needs um, further tweaking, which more than likely it probably does. So for now, it just sits as a nice, subtle hot throw. There are at points burst of like a strong scent from it, but it's a very subtle burn when it comes to the fragrance oil. All right, so now we get to the pier. And the pier is the complete opposite of the island retreat. The pier, after being lit, the hot throw came through within, I want to say, because I don't have my notes opened up, but I want to say 3 minutes after it burned, the hot throw came through. And it came through very, very strong. It filled my bedroom instantly. And it was starting to actually go out into the rest of my apartment. The hot throw was strong. I did have to cut it down a little bit as far as burn time. So I only burned this one for 3 hours, and then I burned it for an additional hour later on in the day, simply because the hot throw was so strong for me. Some people like when the scent comes through in a strong way, others like it in a subtle way. This is at 8%, so I'm thinking maybe lowering the percentage, or even changing the wick to see if maybe the wick will absorb a little less of the fragrance oil that's coming through. But as far as the pier goes, the hot throat is definitely there. Um, it might be one of those cases where a little bit goes a long way. So I'm definitely going to continue burning the pier down and seeing how it performs as it gets lower and lower into the vessel. But definitely a nice hot throw on this one. So when it comes to the both of them, I have to give the Island Retreat a C, and I have to give the Pier a A plus for hot throw. So when it comes to both candles, I have to say that I am loving it so far. I know I gave the hot throw a C for the Island Retreat, but I feel like it's also a nice subtle scent, a subtle aroma, and it's not overpowering the room. So you do get like burst of the scent when it comes through. So I'm going to continue to test it. I'm not going to go any further as far as the percentage goes, because despite what you might believe, adding more fragrance oil to it is not going to boost up the hot throat. So I'm probably going to tweak the wick a little bit on here and see how it actually performs. Maybe it needs a lesser wick. I don't know, but I will definitely burn this one down and continue the testing process. As far as the pier goes, I think the pier is great. I think the scent, the hot throw from it is great. It overpowers, yeah, but I wouldn't say overpower as much as it being strong. And if you are the type of person that loves a strong scent and you want your home to have that strong hot throw through it, then this is the perfect one for you. And you adore woodsy and pine. This is the perfect one for you. I had to smell it again. I had to. Sorry. But I will also be burning this down, and I might just take the percentage down to 6% and test it and see if it just brings down the hot throw a little bit. It probably won't. Maybe it needs a bigger wick. I'm not sure. But I will do my research and see what I can do to properly test these further. But that is pretty much it when it comes to my little review on Black Tie Barnes, the Island Retreat, and the Pier. I definitely want to test out the other ones, the other three that I purchased. That's later on down the road. But so far, I am loving the scents that are coming from this company. Um, I love the knowledge that I get from this company as far as being in their Facebook group, and yeah, they did a really good job on these oils. Me personally, I believe. But yeah, they did an excellent job on the fragrance oils that I have so far. I cannot wait for them to put out more, to see what else they can develop. Hopefully, more sweet ones because I love sweet, and more earthy ones as well because I love the earthy ones also. But as far as these two go, I am going to continue to test, like I said, and I will probably give you all an update once it's further down, which will probably be burn, I don't know, 11, 12. So it's going to be a while before these get burned down to the very bottom and I retest them again. But that was it for today's video, my little review on Black Tie Barnes fragrance oils, and how they performed in the candles. I will show pictures of what it looks like on the inside. Um, and probably do a little more of a review on my Instagram page about how the wax is performing with the oil, I guess. But yeah, that was pretty much it for today's video. I am rambling on now, so I'm going to end it here. If you would like to continue to follow me on my candle making journey, then you can head over to Instagram and follow me at lanaciamarie Candles. Or if you would like daily affirmations, you can follow me also on the Silent Torch. I put daily affirmations there Monday through Friday, just to give you a boost in the morning as you start your day. And finally, if you like this video, then I want you to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe so that you can be notified when the next new video comes out. With that being said, I am going to now go and continue testing and continue candle making. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week and show yourself a little more appreciation. So until next time, this is Tammy's. I'm doing it early. This is Tammy saying thank you so much and take care.